Level 1. Associate. You are 15, hungry, and cold, waiting by a deli door in the gray light before sunrise. The city smells like wet cement and cigarettes. Your jacket is too thin. You press your palms to your chest and scan faces on the sidewalk, searching for a sign. A nod, a glance, anything that means you get to eat today. You are not one of them. Not yet. You run messages for men who never use their real names. You carry envelopes, pick up a bag, drop off a package. Always silent, always watching. Some days you sweep floors in the back of the bakery. Other days you wait by a payphone for hours. You never complain. You just have to prove that you won't talk, won't steal, won't hesitate when asked to deliver. Sometimes they toss you a $10 bill and tell you to buy lunch. Sometimes you eat nothing. On good days, you get to sit at the plastic table in the corner, listening to stories you don't understand. You laugh when they laugh, careful not to laugh too loud. You notice who matters. The men with cufflinks and hard eyes. The ones who never look worried, never rush, never explain themselves. The money moves from hand to hand, always upward, never down. You know your place. You keep your mouth shut. You don't ask when you hear raised voices behind closed doors. You look away when blood appears on someone's knuckles. You push the thought down. This is not your business. Not yet. There are rules even for you. Never touch what isn't yours. Never repeat what you hear. Never show up late. If you break one, you disappear. Nobody talks about the kid from last year who asked too many questions. The days blend together. You wake up with the same hunger, the same ache for respect. The cycle has been spinning long before you arrived, and you're just trying to keep from getting crushed in its gears. You keep your head low and your ears open. You hope someone notices. Someone who can pull you up. Because everyone in this world starts here at the bottom, and everyone here is desperate to climb. One night, a shadow blocks your path. A higher-up calls you by your name for the first time. Your heart speeds up. This is how it starts. Level 2. Soldier. You stand in a suit that doesn't quite fit, pinched at the shoulders, stiff at the collar. A room full of men watches as you prick your finger over a picture of a saint and swear an oath you barely understand. The world outside feels far away. It's quiet inside these walls, except for the hum of the refrigerator and the slow, careful voices. You are a made man now. No more running errands in the rain. No more waiting in the cold for scraps. You belong. But belonging means work. Real work. You collect what's owed on storefronts, read fear in the eyes of butchers and bartenders as you recite the amount due. Debts pile up, envelopes sealed with sweat. Sometimes you drive at midnight with a box in the trunk, never asking what's inside. Sometimes you stand outside a stranger's apartment and wait for a nod from the window. Every order comes down from your capo. You never improvise. You never decide for yourself. You feel respect now, but it's sharp-edged. Patrons meet your gaze, then drop their eyes. Old friends cross the street when they spot your silhouette beneath a street lamp. Your mother asks where you got the new shoes. You lie, and it comes easier each time. The nights are longer. You carry a phone that never leaves your side. When it rings, your stomach tightens. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's trouble. You answer the call, voice steady, repeating the words they taught you. Always polite, always careful. You start to understand the silence, the way everyone avoids mentioning names, avoids names altogether. You learn to spot unmarked cars idling too long. You memorize the back exits of every place you visit. Friendly faces turn cold at the wrong question. Everyone is scared of the wrong word. Loyalty is your only shield. You take your orders, you keep your secrets, you do what's asked. You know the punishment for disrespect. You saw it once behind a door that never opens except for special business. You keep your mouth shut. You push the memory down. Money moves upward, always upward. You count bills in the dark, rubber bands snapping, hands trembling just a little. You hand it off and it disappears. Your cut is bigger now, but so is the risk. Nothing you do is ever enough. The hunger for respect remains sharper than before. The danger grows heavier with each task. One evening, your capo calls you into the back of the restaurant, voice low. There's an empty chair at the table waiting. The cycle turns again. Level 3. Capo. You sit at the head of a table now, men waiting for your nod before they speak. The air smells of stale cigarettes and cold marinara, the clink of glasses masking whispered business. Your suit fits better custom stitched. They call you boss when they think no one is listening. You try not to let it show, but it burns in your chest. Your crew is a collection of faces, each with their own debts and secrets. Soldiers and associates looking to you for direction. Every racket, every scheme, yours to balance. Protection, numbers, delivery routes. You shake hands with shopkeepers who meet your eyes out of fear, not friendship. The daily envelope is passed to you, always light or heavy in the wrong way. You send a man back if it isn't right, and he doesn't argue. He knows what's at stake. You make the decisions now. You decide who gets a warning and who loses their place. But with power comes a new breed of anxiety. You notice unfamiliar cars parked across from your apartment, the slow sweep of headlights at midnight. You watch for shadows behind you in the alley. You learn to smile when your insides twist. Your boss calls more often, wants updates on every movement, every dollar. Money flows upward, always upward. If your numbers come up short, there are consequences. You just have to keep the machine running, no excuses. You start to lose track of the lies. You keep 2 phones, 3 stories, and a rehearsed alibi in case the police ever knock. You instruct your soldiers to change their routes, never follow a pattern. You don't ask what they do behind closed doors. You just want results, numbers, silence. The fear in their eyes mirrors what you once felt. You understand it better now. At night, you lie in bed, listening for footsteps on the stairs. Your family eats in a separate room. You keep your distance, keep secrets stacked like cash in a hidden drawer. The respect tastes hollow, almost bitter. Every handshake feels like a test. The cycle has been spinning a long time. One afternoon, your boss arrives without warning. No smiles, no warning. Just a heavy hand on your shoulder and a message whispered in your ear. A problem's coming up the line. Something you'll have to handle yourself. No mistakes. You nod. You keep your mouth shut. But deep down, you feel the ground shifting. You know what's coming next. Level 4. Consigliere. You are the voice behind the curtain now. The one the boss leans toward when the room grows tense, when the rules blur and the stakes tighten. No crew to command, no street corners to watch. Your power is pure influence, whispered advice in shadowed corners, eyes always scanning for the invisible war beneath the surface. You sit across from the boss at an empty table, the old world map behind him, the weight of history thick in the air. He asks what you think, and when you answer, he listens. That silence after your words, that's your currency. You notice who defers, who bristles, who pretends not to care what you think. You remember every face. Information flows to you from all sides. Soldiers, capos, even outsiders, everyone wants your ear. Everyone wants something fixed. You become the judge when arguments spark between men who once shared blood. The mediator when pride threatens the bottom line. You listen to complaints about lost shipments, rumors about betrayals, whispers about the police. You keep your voice low, steady, never letting them hear your own doubts. You learn to read the subtext in every conversation, to catch the missing words hidden in nervous laughter. You nod, you advise, you make sure nobody leaves with more anger than they arrived with. But sometimes a look passes between the boss and you, a silent agreement that not every problem can be solved with talk. Your hands stay clean, but the stain creeps up your sleeves. You shield the boss from petty noise, intercept bad news before it festers, smooth over cracks with careful words. You notice how little you sleep now. Every night you replay the day in your mind, searching for missed clues, possible betrayals. You know too much about everyone. You know too much about yourself. The more you see, the heavier it gets. You watch old friends fall from grace, their stories ending in empty lots or cold cells. You push the thought down. Your job is to keep the family breathing, to spot the storms before they break. One night, the boss pours you a drink. His hand trembles slightly. He tells you, voice grave, that the family stands at a crossroads. Something big is about to change. He needs your answer, and he needs your loyalty. You feel the room close in, the old map on the wall suddenly looking like a battlefield. The cycle has been spinning, and now it demands something more. Level 5. Underboss. You are the second shadow behind the throne. The room quiets when you walk in. Every capo stands straighter. Every soldier watches your eyes for a flicker of approval or threat. The old boss calls you Figlio, son. But you know, beneath the warmth, this is only a word. Respect in this world is never free. Your days begin before dawn. The phone rings. A problem on the docks, a man missing, a drop gone wrong. You delegate, but nothing escapes your notice. Money flows upward, always upward. You track every dollar, every rumor, every small betrayal that flutters across your desk. You are the sieve through which everything must pass. Capos fill your office, eyes darting, voices low. They bring problems, offering, sometimes apologies. You listen, cold and careful, because weakness at this height is blood in the water. You hand out orders with a nod, a glance, sometimes only silence. Your word is law, even when you say nothing at all. You enforce discipline with a look or, when needed, a whisper in the right ear. The men fear you, not just for what you can do, but for what you might allow to happen. You never show your anger. You never let on how deep your exhaustion runs, how the pressure grinds at your bones night after night. Sensitive business is now yours alone. You meet with men who don't blink, who clutch briefcases with white knuckles, who have the cold eyes of debt and desperation. Sometimes you stare back and wonder if they see you for what you are, a man standing on a shrinking patch of dry land, the tides always rising. You enforce the peace. You squash uprisings before they grow, snuff out whispers of rebellion with a word to the right capo. But trust is a myth here. Paranoia is air. You sleep with a pistol by the bed, your dreams crowded with faces of men you once trusted. Occasionally you ride in the car beside the boss, windows tinted black, the city sliding by. He asks for your counsel on moves that could topple everything. You nod, careful. You know any mistake from you becomes disaster for all. He leans closer now, voice heavy with the weight of too many secrets. Sometimes when he lays out the next plan, you see the outlines of a war that can't be stopped. Tonight, you stand in the hallway outside his office as the doors close. The capos wait in silence, watching you, waiting for your signal. The cycle has been spinning. For one moment, you think you see your own reflection in the glass. Older, harder, almost unrecognizable. You push the thought down. The next step is coming, and this time, there's nowhere left to hide. Level 6. Boss. You sit alone in the office now. The old boss is gone. His chair is yours. The room feels colder, bigger, emptier than you imagined. The carpet smells of cigar smoke and something beneath it. Old fear, old secrets. You rest your hands on the desk. Your hands don't shake. Phones ring all day. Some calls are celebration, some are panic. You decide what lives and what dies. Your name is spoken softly in restaurants, in back rooms, in police briefings. Every dollar, every plea, every threat filters up. Money flows upward, always upward. Men approach you slowly, heads bowed, words measured. Some call you Don. Some don't meet your eyes. Every promise comes wrapped in a favor or a hidden knife. You grant permission for every deal, every move. You settle disputes with a word, a nod, a lingering silence that feels like judgment. You are judge and jury. You are never off duty. The walls close in. You trust no one. Capos drink your wine and laugh at your jokes, but you see their calculations, their hunger. You hire men to watch the men who watch you. Still, you feel eyes in the shadows, waiting, measuring your strength. You eat alone now. Even family feels like a risk. Your children sense the tension and speak quietly at dinner. Your wife looks at you differently. She flinches at loud knocks on the door. You see how the world grows smaller around you, how the circle tightens. Sometimes you remember how it started. Hungry, nameless, desperate for respect. Now you sign documents that can destroy families. You sit in meetings where a wrong word means blood. You wake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, unable to breathe. Police pressure grows. Politicians whisper. Rivals gather, sensing your every weakness. You hold it all together with fear and discipline, but know that one mistake, one slip, and everything will collapse. Respect in this world is a mask, and masks crack. You realize now there is no escape at the top. Only eyes on your back and ghosts in the halls. The cycle has been spinning. You have become the storm you once feared. In the end, you learn too late that every rung of power costs a piece of your soul. And in this life, the price is always paid in full.